Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Michael with Yu-Gi-Oh! Pizza Bros here. So, kind of took a 1 year, little quick hiatus, no big deal. We're back, and that's all that really matters now. So, we just got back from our Nats trip, about a month and a half, 2 months ago. So, kind of fun. Both Will and I both qualified and went, so it was really good. Good experience. We're from the South area, so Nashville's not too far of a trip. So we're back now, coming with a new deck list for the new format. It's going to be my favorite new deck that has just recently come out. Also, what I think to be the most powerful deck, which is Kozmo's. So we're going to give a quick deck profile, and while we're starting this, just give a quick shout out to Static Age Games in Athens, Alabama. They hosted a box tournament that Will and I took first and second in. Pulled the box, pulled 2 girls to finish the deck. So shout out to them for making it possible. So let's get right into it. So you start with 3 Farm Girl. This is the best card in the entire deck. That's why she's $60. kind of self-explanatory there. So she's a level 3 Psychic, good E-Telly target for the deck. If you do damage with her, you can pay 500 life points, add a Kozmo card from your deck to your hand. So just search for anything you want archetype related, which is very impressive. And then also during either player's turn, you can banish her to special summon a level 4 or higher Kozmo card from your hand, which is very powerful. Next, you have the 3 Good Witch, level 4 Psychic, pay 500 life points, she's a Book of Moon. And then same as Girl, you can banish her to special summon a level 5 or higher from your hand. So they're the good ones that they start your combos. So you'll summon them, try and push for some damage, then start going to the bigger ones that you're going to see here, which is starting with the 3 Slip Rider, level 5 Machine. When he's normal special summon, he's MST. And then when he's destroyed, you can banish him from your graveyard to special summon a level 4 or lower Kozmo from your deck. So the next big monster you're going to see here, which is Kozmo Forerunner, which you also play 3 of, has the same effect where if it's destroyed, you can banish it from the graveyard to special summon another one. So if you're able to get the bigger ones out, it's really easy to just start your plays right back over again, because all you're going to do is just get another Witch out or another Girl and keep going. So it's really powerful. Forerunner also cannot be targeted, and during each of your standby phases, you gain 1,000 life points. So in this deck, it's just like any other Psychic deck, really. It's focused around a lot of paying your own life points to do certain things. Girl, Witch, all that, for example. So it's really important to have that life point gain that Forerunner offers. So it's really important to try and get him on field, especially late game, trying to make up for some of the life points you played. Next, we're going to go into the rest of the monsters, and I believe they're all hand traps. You play Triple Max C. This format pretty much calls for it. It's just a necessity. It's really good against a lot of the meta decks, whether it be Satella Knights, whether it be Clown Blade, which is another new deck. It's just really good. This is kind of a combo deck, so it's really important to get to all of the pieces that you really want to try and get that OTK off. So Max C really helps you get there, and it helps you get there quickly. Next, you play the Double Honest. Like I said, it's really important to get a Farm Girl attack in where she can do damage so you can search a card. Honest is just another way to get quick damage with a Girl, a Witch, or anything to just start doing damage. So it's a really good hand trap to play this format. It gets over a lot of things. Next, you also play 2 Yugioh. He came out in the Battle City packs. He's kind of like a different type of hand trapped Honest. You can special summon him, and you gain 1,000, special summon during the battle step, and you gain 1,000 life points, which is also good. As I said, with Forerunner, gaining life points is very important in this deck. And then also during either player's turn, you can tribute him to target 1 monster you control, and it gains 1,000 attack until the end of the next turn. So it's another way to get a lot of heavy damage in very quick, which is really important. And then to round out the monster lineup, you play 2 Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. It's another really important card in the deck because it is your tuner. It also helps you clear problem monsters off the field. So when anything activates its effect, just dump that out of your hand or from your side of the field. Blows the monster up. Or the card effect that was activated. It has to be a face-up card. So it's really powerful. It allows for synchro plays, and it's also an E-Telly target, which is the next card we're going to talk about, is Triple Emergency Teleport. E-Telly is amazing in this deck. It's pretty much playing 6 copies of your Farm Girls, which is the card you need to see the most and you need to see the quickest. So it's really good. It also opens up synchro plays if you have to go for a Ghost Ogre to open other things. Next we play 3 Town, and this is the last archetype-specific card that we have for Kozmos at the moment. A lot of people are comparing it to how BA first came out, where they had the 5 different cards. You kind of just max out on everything just so you have the ability to play them. Kozmo Town is probably the best field spell that Konami's ever made. any card with more than 2 effects, especially 3, I mean Sacrifice had 4, but Kozmo Town, when it's on the field and destroyed, you can search for another Kozmo card from your deck, including Kozmo Town, so you can just recycle it. You can pay life points to return one of your banished Kozmo cards to your hand. You can also shuffle any number of Kozmo monsters from your hand into the deck to draw the same number. So it's extremely overpowered. It lets you cycle your deck. It gets you to quicker cards, more cards quick. It's really impressive, and it helps the deck grind out if you can't OTK in that first turn. Due to the fact of how important it is, you play 2 terraforming to get there just as quick as you can. Yeah, that's kind of just self-explanatory. You want Town to keep going for the mid to late games, so getting to it is really important. Next, you play double MST. The deck isn't really fond of back row, so as long as you can clear some out, or if you could even pop your own Town to get a free search, it's always really nice. But MST is just, it's a really good card this format. Back row's coming back. We're no longer in the Shadal OTK format where there's half the decks aren't playing back row. Almost everyone's playing a lot of back row, or you're playing pendulums where you could pop those as well. Next, you play double Dark Hole and Raigeki. Clearing your opponent's board of all monsters is really just, it's huge in this deck. And Raigeki obviously just clears your opponent's board, but also Dark Hole in this deck is really strong if you have a Slip Rider or a Forerunner on the field, because all you're going to do is just immediately banish them from your graveyard to special summon another monster. So technically you're going even more plus off the Dark Hole, especially if you can go for a girl and get more damage in that way. So all 3 of these cards have a place in this deck, and you almost always want to see at least one in your opening hand so that you can immediately start doing damage as quick as possible. Next, we play Gold Sarcophagus. I don't see a lot of Kozmo decks playing this, and I don't really understand why, because if you have Gold Sarcophagus and Kozmo Town or Terraforming, you can add any Kozmo monster from your deck to your hand that you need at that time. Most likely, it's going to be if you need a girl, it's just going to be an easy add, or if you can get a big ship so you can banish her to do more damage. Gold Sarcophagus is just really strong, and even if you don't have Town, all you have to do is wait 2 turns, and you get the card in your hand anyway. So it's really powerful, and I think it's worth playing, absolutely. Next, you have the 1 limiter removal. Both Slip Rider and Forerunner are machines, so you just double their attack. And then, when they're destroyed in the end phase, they can just banish themselves and get another monster out. So it's really strong that way, too. So, once again, going even more plus off of cards that generally you shouldn't be going plus off of. So, it's really good to see that. Finally, for the spells, I play 3 of a secret tech that I've been testing out lately. Kaiser Coliseum. Absolutely no other Kozmo decks I've seen are playing this card at the moment. It's been testing amazing for me, especially in this format where we're seeing a lot of XYZ decks, like deck heavy, such as Satella's, BA, Clownblade, and all that. Kaiser Coliseum, especially with this deck where you can literally just sit on one monster and just say, have fun, go play, and they can't do anything. Because all you're going to do is if you have Kaiser Coliseum and a big ship out, they pretty much have to go through 3 different monsters to get it where you have no monsters, because all you're going to do is keep banishing the special. So they're going to have to deal with 3 of your monsters with only 1 of theirs, and it's really powerful in that regard. I think it's a really good tech option, and it'll be interesting to see if more Kozmo players start picking up Kaiser. So we're going to see if that actually becomes a thing. And finally, to round out the main deck, you play all 1 of your traps, which is Torrential Tribute. Same thing as Dark Hole and all that. Even if you torrential your side of the field, more than likely you're going to go plus. But the main point of it is to clear all monsters off your opponent's side of the field. So a well-timed TT is going to allow you to get a free Farm Girl hit in and get some searches. So that's it for the main deck. Obviously 40 cards. You just want to get to everything as quick as possible. So next we're going to be going to the extra deck. So the extra deck, very, very open for anything you want to do pretty much. You play tuners, you can XYZ, so you do a lot of different things. So first, we're going to start with the rank 4 XCs. Play Excite All Night, 101, Castell, Cowboy, Diamond Dyer, and Dweller. So Excite On, 101, Castell, very obvious why they're there. They're just powerful cards. Cowboy, like I said, this deck is supposed to do a lot of damage quick. So Cowboy can possibly make it game if you're just ever so slightly off, or if you just want to put your opponent to such a low area that they just can't come back. Diamond Dyer is good to get rid of problem cards such as Mistake. Mistake is really powerful against this deck, especially if you have a Farm Girl and that's about it. And then Dweller, BA's a deck, Shadal's a deck, Fire and Ice Hand are still around, even though all of us, I don't know why, but they're still around. So it's just something good to stop your opponent from trying to take over you. So that's really powerful. So that's it we have for the rank 4s. Next, let's go to the rank 5s. Constantly play these. You play level 5 light monsters, you might as well go into him. He's a really powerful card. You get him on Kaiser on the field, you're almost guaranteed to do very well as long as you can keep bouncing your opponent's cards. You have at least 2 bounces, so that's good. And then Vulgasaurus, because he steals games, just putting absurd amount of damage on the board in 1 turn is unbelievable. That's it for your rank 5s. Next, for the rank 7s, we play Big Eye and Dracossack. So a lot of people have been testing Red Metal Flare Dragon, myself included, and I could just never bring myself to actually play it because you have to waste so many good resources that you normally don't want to waste. It's just not worth it. If you're going into these guys, it's because you have a specific end goal in mind. If you're going into Flare in this deck, it's literally saying, I'm going to burn you to death. And almost always, it's much better to go for Cowboy or just sit on what you have, which it would be 2 Forerunners, and just gain more life points and can't be targeted. So that's why you only play these for level 7s. Next, we're going to go for the Synchros. Level 7 Synchros, Black Rose, for obvious reasons, it's the best level 7. Clearwing Synchro Dragon, because no one likes Necros. Ancient Fairy Dragon, really good in this deck. You can pop your own field spell, gain 1,000 life points, search another one of your field spells, and then get a search off of the popped field spell. So you're going technically +1, also you get 1,000 life points off of it, so it's really powerful. And then also you have Michael Arc Lightsworn. You play lights, you play light, like you might as well. It gets rid of Trevors, Deltaroses, where they can't keep special summoning. It's just a really powerful card to help get rid of things that you don't want to go to the graveyard, so you play it. And then the final monster in the extra deck you play is Crimson Blader. Most people don't see it coming. It's good against some of the meta. Clown Bay, BA, not necessarily so much, but Necros, it's amazing. If you can land a hit with Crimson Blader against a Necros deck, you're going to be guaranteed to win because they're not going to be able to summon anything except like maybe setting their one of Shrit or a Manju or a Senju, and at that point they're just not going to be able to do anything. So it's really powerful. And now we're going to take a look at the side deck real quick. Almost everyone says this in every deck profile. Side decks vary from event to event, and it's completely true. So this one right now is just geared towards our locals. It's subject to change at any time, given any tournament. But some things, such as Denko Sekka, are most likely always going to stay in, especially until we get a new ban list. You play 1 trap card, and maybe setting E-Tellies every now and then. So Denko Sekka does absolutely nothing to hurt you. It's really powerful against BA and Satellanite, and you just don't want to deal with the traps. Just summon this out and just go off from there. It's really powerful. Next, you play double Artifact Lancia. Best options of this card would be the Mirror Match, Ritual Beasts, and Infernoid. It's just really good in that regard. You won't be able to banish during that turn either, but if you're going to be using this effect, you probably don't need to be banishing during that turn. You're just going to be stalling them. Ritual Beasts, if they can't banish, they're not going to be able to do anything for a whole turn, so it gives you a whole other turn to OTK, which is really powerful. Next, 2 Flying Sea. I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, it does have its ups and downs, and it has its times where it's really good, but at the moment, I just can't think of anything else that I'd want to put in right now. We have a lot of Satellas at local, so it's just kind of there just in case I want to go for it. Based on what happens with the new ban list, I'm pretty sure this will be changing to something new, but at the time, 2 Flying Sea. And that's it for the monsters. Next we go to the traps. Double Royal Decree. Like I said, you play 1 trap, you don't like traps. If you're playing a trap-heavy deck, might as well sign out the Torrential and just go for Double Decree. It's really powerful. If they don't see the MST for it, or a Galaxy Cyclone, or anything like that, you're going to be in a very good position, especially if you can lock them out with a lot of back row. Next, Double Blackhorn, because no one likes Pendulums, no one likes XCs. Double Shadow Imprisoning, because Shadal's a tough matchup, because Construct. So if you can stop their regular effects before they get to a Construct, it gets a little bit easier. Next, 2 Food Event or Fairy Wind for you Americans. No one likes Pendulums, it just, yeah. And then 1 MST, because more back row hate. So that's been the deck profile. We're going to be coming back to you with a lot more videos very soon. Sorry we took such a long break, but we're hoping we're going to get back into it really strong and heavy, so we're looking forward to it. Please leave a like and a comment down below, tell us what you want to see, and we'll catch you guys later.